As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so.
At 8 hours, the airspace above Venezuela went silent, not by storm, not by accident, by declaration. A single post on a social media platform from a man who doesn't make idle threats turned the skies over an entire nation into a no-fly zone. A warning shot heard around the world. To pilots, to traffickers, to a man sitting in a palace in Caracas, consider the airspace closed. This wasn't just a tweet. It was the first move in an endgame that's been building for years. And right now, Nicolás Maduro is counting his cards, realizing he might be holding nothing but blanks. The United States has drawn a line in the sand. Or more accurately, a battle group in the Caribbean. Ships, aircraft, assets, all repositioning, not for a drill, but for a decision. The question on every intelligence report, in every briefing room from Miami to Mar-a-Lago, is no longer if the regime in Caracas falls, but how, and how soon. But this isn't about invasion. This isn't about another forever war. This is about precision, pressure, and a single, inescapable truth Maduro can no longer ignore. His entire house of cards is built on a foundation of crime, and that foundation is about to be removed, bolt by bloody bolt. Let's break down the board. First, the military pressure. It's real, and it's multifaceted. It's not just one carrier group steaming ominously offshore. It's a comprehensive campaign designed to demonstrate one thing to Maduro and his inner circle. You are surrounded. Your waterways can be monitored. Your airspace can be controlled. Your ability to move, to smuggle, to breathe as a regime is at the discretion of a command post thousands of miles away. We've seen this playbook before. 1989, Panama. 1994, Haiti. Presidential decisions made in our hemisphere to remove a dictator who became a threat. No decade-long occupation, no nation building, a surgical application of force to achieve a strategic objective, regime change. The tools are more advanced now. The intelligence is sharper. The target is clearer. And the target isn't just a man. It's the machinery. Maduro isn't just a socialist dictator clinging to power. According to U.S. indictments, he is the alleged kingpin, the head of a hybrid criminal state. The Cartel de los Sols, the Sun Cartel, isn't just some gang operating in his country, it is his government. Military officers, officials, all woven into a narcotics network that props up his lavish lifestyle while the people of Venezuela starve. And its tentacles don't stop at the border. Its enforcer arm, the Tren de Aragua, has metastasized. We're not just talking about crime in Latin America. We're talking about operations reaching American soil, sanctuary cities like Chicago, and incredibly, a tropical island 6,000 miles away. How does a Venezuelan terrorist gang end up in Hawaii in a raid with 44 arrests? It's a stark, chilling data point. A symptom of the disease that was allowed to spread because for years, the southern border was a sieve. A lack of vetting, a policy of neglect, and criminal organizations exploited it. They didn't just come for a better life. Some came to set up shop, to prey, to extend Maduro's criminal empire into the heart of the United States. That ends now. The president has stated it plainly. Venezuela emptied its prisons, its mental institutions into our country. It was a weaponization of migration, and the response is a weaponization of consequence. Which brings us to the second, perhaps more devastating pressure point. The clock hit zero last Friday for 260,000 Venezuelan nationals living in the United States under temporary protected status. As of now, they are undocumented. The pathway forward for most? Return. A reverse migration of 250,000 people, not to the Venezuela they left in collapse, but to a Venezuela on the brink. Think about that calculus from Maduro's perspective. Your country is already shattered. Hyperinflation, food lines, power grids failing. You can barely feed the people you have. Now add 260,000 more mouths. People who have spent years in the United States. They've tasted freedom, they've seen functioning supermarkets, experienced the rule of law, and connected with a global diaspora that knows exactly what you've done. They are not returning as defeated refugees, they are returning as witnesses. And their sheer numbers could be the final weight that collapses this brittle regime. It's economic warfare, demographic warfare, and psychological warfare all rolled into one. It's not an invasion force, it's a reality infusion. So what's Maduro's leverage? What card does he have left to play? He'll point to the oil. the largest proven reserves on the planet. He'll scream that this is all a resource grab, an imperialist plot to steal Venezuela's wealth. It's a lie, and the proof is right next door. Look at Guyana, a free, English-speaking democracy with massive new oil discoveries. ExxonMobil, Shell, the very companies Venezuela nationalized and chased out decades ago, they're there. They're drilling, they're partnering. Guyana is on track to become one of the wealthiest nations per capita in the hemisphere. And where are the US troops? Where is the invasion? It's not happening. The world isn't after Venezuela's oil. The world has moved on. The world invests where there is rule of law, where contracts are honored, where governments don't seize private property. Maduro's oil is trapped underground, not by US sanctions alone, but by the absolute total lack of trust he has fostered. He has zero leverage. His only card is a joker. And waiting in the wings is not some US puppet. It's a Venezuelan, the opposition leader who just won the Nobel Peace Prize. The world is being asked to believe that a Nobel laureate would be worse for her own people than an alleged cartel kingpin wanted by American courts. The absurdity is the point. So we arrive at the precipice. The military option is on the table, but it's not what you think. This isn't about boots on the ground, slogging through jungle streets. This is about intelligence, satellites, precision. Imagine a single night, a coordinated series of strikes across the country. Not on cities, not on population centers, on the cartel infrastructure, the narco ranches, the clandestine airstrips, the warehouses full of cocaine and the counting houses full of cash. The very assets that keep the Cartel de los Soles in business and Maduro in power. Surgical, devastating, over before sunrise. The goal isn't conquest. The goal is to remove the regime's criminal backbone in one fell swoop. To show every general, every colonel in Maduro's circle that the source of their wealth and power is now a liability, a target. The calculation for them changes instantly. Do they stay loyal to a man who can't protect their illicit gains, or do they become the ones who gently suggest it's time to go? That's the real pressure. It's the pressure of choice. Voluntarily leave with whatever dignity you can salvage, or be removed with nothing. Rumors are already swirling. Whispers that Maduro, over the past 10 days, has floated the idea of his own departure. To where? Russia? The Middle East? Somewhere he can enjoy his stolen billions far from the reach of justice. His inner circle, the advisors who have grown fat alongside him, must be doing the math. They aren't ideologues, they're opportunists. And the opportunity to survive is slipping away. The airspace is closed, the ships are in station, 250,000 informed citizens are coming home, the criminal network is in the crosshairs, the pieces are all in motion. The end game has begun. Maduro's only move now is his exit. The question is whether he walks out the door or is blown out of it. The world is watching, the clock is ticking, and for the first time in a long time, the people of Venezuela can dare to hope that the nightmare might end not with a slow collapse, but with a single, decisive crack of thunder. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe this will end with a negotiated exit, or will precision strikes be necessary to break the cartel state? And let me know, what topic should we break down next? The real strategy behind closing the airspace, or a deeper dive into how criminal networks like Tren de Aragua have infiltrated the Western Hemisphere? Your choice. Comment below.